If he fights without any motive for personal gain or desire, but to establish the righteous rule, then that will become the norm. See, if even now also amongst the administrators, ministers and all, if somebody can establish this sort of a norm, practice, you will find there will be other administrators who are following it. It has got corrupted over time, but if people come with such righteous motive, righteous mind, that not out of any personal desire or any vested interest, but for saving the society they do something. Initially there will be some problem and all, but if we can persist, people will follow. When Gandhiji started Ahimsa movement, people had poo-pooed. But now so many world over they follow that there is great power in it, what he did. 22nd. Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptamavaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. Avaptam means apraptam. Avaptavyam means praptavya. That there is nothing that I haven't got and there is nothing for me to gain. He says, Name partha asti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. Not only in this world, in the three worlds, I have nothing, no duty at all, nothing to do, because he has gone beyond the three gunas. The whole universe with all the lokas, be it 3 lokas or 7 lokas or 14 lokas, they are all within the ken of duality and changefulness. For the person who has identified himself with the universal Purusha, the Paramatma, for him there is no duty at all. So he says that I don't have any duty in the three worlds. I have nothing to gain, I have nothing unattained also. But still, vatta eva cha karmani, still I am engaged in doing work. So he is now taking, because Janaka's example or Rajarshi's example, they are all from the past. Arjuna can contradict, saying that no, it is not true, he did not attain. He says, you look at me, I have nothing to gain from anywhere. I am also constantly working. Working means he was constantly fighting also. Right from childhood, he started killing the Shatrus. He killed Kamsa. He killed Jarasandha. What are all these things? Will anybody, any good people try to kill his mama or anybody? Anybody, so to say, even if he is not related. Would anybody like to kill? But he was doing it because of his impersonality, he was doing it. So he is asking Arjuna also to kill his own people because he had to gain that impersonality. So he is taking himself as the example. That look at me. What am I doing? Yadi hyaham na varteyam. Yadi hyaham na varteyam. This hyaham means he aham. Hyaham. He aham. Yadi hyaham na varteyam. Jatu karmanyatandritaha. Mama vatmanuvartante manushya partha sarvashaha. He says, if I have not been engaged in karma, atandritaha means sleeplessly, relentlessly. If I had not been engaged in actions relentlessly, mama vatma anuvartante. Vatma means the path. And varteta means the moving, doing. Vatma means the path. Then people, mama vatma anuvartante, people would have followed my path everywhere because he was a Shrestha. Suppose he stops doing and he only remains meditative and all, then all the Yadava Vangsha and everybody, Yadava Vangsha was not following them also, but whatever, they would all leave their work. They will be idle, they will be given to tamasikata. They will not engage in activities. Utsideyurime loka na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakattasyam upahanyamimah prajaha utsideyurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakattasyam upahanyamimah prajaha. Utsideyuhu means we would have destroyed, I mean the, what do you call it? Spoiled, the vinashta. That means all the lokas would have been spoiled by me. Na kuryat karma chet aham. Chet aham karma na kuryam. If I don't engage myself in activity, I will be spoiling this whole society. I will be spoiling the whole society because people will follow me. Not only that, sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyam imah praja. I will be the cause of destruction of all the people by creating sankara. Sankara means mixture. This varna sankara, it is very important in Bhagavad Gita and widely misunderstood by people. Varna is not jati. Varna means color. It is according to the quality. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagayaho. According to the categories of gunas people have, I have divided the society, he says. The Lord has divided the society in 4 varnas. It could be not 4, it could be 400 also. 4 is a broad category. The models are all harmonious with each other because he has taken the 3 guna model for the personality, that sattva, rajas, tamas, for the prakriti as well as personality, human personality. Is based on the 3 guna model of sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. So these 4 varnas are created by the prominence of the gunas. That is, for the Brahmana, the sattva guna is at the peak, followed by rajoguna, tamoguna. For the Kshatriya, rajoguna is at the peak, followed by sattva-guna, tamoguna. For the Vaishyas, rajoguna is at the peak, followed by tamoguna and then sattva-guna. And for the Shudras, tamoguna is at the peak, followed by rajoguna and then sattva-guna. So these 4 permutation combinations can be produced as the 4 categories. These are all models. If you divide that, each person is a different varna. Is it not? Millions of varnas will be there. Because we had 4 castes, the British people, when they found it difficult, it is there in the record of the census that they pigeonholed the society by creating new castes. 64 castes they created in the census. That whoever is doing what, you create a caste for that, so that the whole society get divided. They deliberately did it to spoil the integration of the society. I have the book, I have the quotation also. It is taken from their own report. So, this varna means the qualities. Even if, suppose in USA, you don't have the varna, they have not given any name or category, but the varnas are there. Don't you find that the hefty people, those who are not given to studies and all, they are lifting the luggage in the airport and other places, they are doing the manual service everywhere. Those who are given to quite a lot of intelligence and all, they become the scientists there also. The other people cannot become computer engineer or scientist also, particularly scientists and other literary figures. Those who are given to military power and all, they join the military. Others, if a Sattvaguni joins the military, it will not be all right. They will not be able to fight properly. If a Tamoguni joins the military, they will completely spoil the military. So, the divisions are there also. Everywhere the divisions are there. But they have not given any name. In our country, everything is categorized, and to give us a real idea of how to take the whole society to the ultimate development. This is the purpose. I can, if later on, discuss the whole thing, that how this model is made to lead the society, the entire society, to their highest possible evolution. That is the purpose. And not a single varna is to be looked down upon. That is the main thing. And for that we have the great truth of the soul, that everybody in essence is the same. And my soul is not different from your soul. We are the one. That unity in diversity is there in everything. So there is no way of looking down upon anything. Whenever it has happened in the society, it is because of corruption. It is not, we are not supposed to blame the scriptures for that. It has happened because people have come away from the essence of the scripture. They have not followed the scripture. That is why it has happened. So this varna is not only in human beings, it is there in our, we had lot of cats in the ashram, and before that also. I used to always categorize the cats, who is a brahmana and who is a kshatriya and who is a shudra, etc. We could easily make out. Some cats are there who will only sleep and eat and sleep only, nothing else, tamaguni. Some cats we had so intelligent that, I mean, they are very intelligent. Suppose they are entering from here, I put my leg on the door, not allowing it to pass through. It doesn't come there, it looks from a distance and looks at me, understands that I don't want him to get in. Within 2 minutes I find that from inside the room, meow. He is telling me that you have prevented me to get in, but I have gone to the other door and come in. They are so intelligent. Some of them are very intelligent. To get onto a higher area, they will catch hold of a rope and swing and then jump over there. They all do like that. So, this varna division is there everywhere in nature. I don't know whether you know, when a sculptor, that is those who do with the murtikar, when a sculptor makes a particular deva idol, devi idol, he has to find out from his shastra. If he is a traditional sculptor, they will have their shastras, they have their scriptures. They have to find out the shloka corresponding to that idol. And that shloka will describe what kind of a stone should be used, what should be the various points of designing that. Otherwise the effect will be different. Swamiji had established one temple called Dakshinamurti temple. Why it was Dakshinamurti? Because Dakshinamurti is the deva is the god of wisdom. Now wisdom is beyond all division, everything. Abheda darshanam jnanam. Jnana means abheda darshanam. So it is, even religious divisions were not kept. And it is strange that even Muslims and Christians come there and pray. Whether it is still continuing, I don't know, but the first 5 years, 6 years I was associated, I knew that for getting passed in the examinations, there was a college nearby, all the Muslims, girls particularly, will come and pray. So we had encouraged that. There during the establishment, Swamiji designed a Gayatri Yajna, where the Gayatri mantra, Homa will be done with Gayatri mantra. So there all gender, all caste, all religions were allowed. Even some Christians did that Homa also. They joined in that. So it was particularly meant for unity, creating unity. So in establishing that Dakshinamurti, to make that idol, we had gone to a very traditional sculptor. Now he said that this is what you want. Dakshinamurti, generally what is established is an aspect of Shiva, but we don't want it in that manner. Swamiji said that you find out, there must be a Dakshinamurti who is regarded as the knowledge, the god of wisdom, as like our Dakshinamurti Stotram created by Shankaracharya. It should be like that. Finally he came out with a shloka where all the details are given for such, how should it look like, what kind of stone should be used for such a idol, everything. Then they will go for looking out. In some cases, if it is wood, Jagannatha, what kind of wood will be used? What wood should be used? So they will find out. And in that judgment, they will find out that whether it is a Sattvika Devi or a Tamasika Devi or a Rajasika Devi, the stone has to be according to that. Sattvika stone is there, Rajasika stone is there. There is no exaggeration, it is so. That one has to be very sensitive to understand. I brought one Shiva from Amarnath, which was very sattvic. One stone I was about to pick up, I found that in Amarganga, it was in Amarganga. When I was about to pick up, I found that the other stone there is peeping and telling me, take me, take me, take me. So I collected it. And by the time I brought it down, we found that it has all the lakshanas of a Shaligrama. Generally Shaligramas are brought from Narmada and all. So it has the Upanayana sign, it had the chakra on the head, everything. I felt that it is a Sattvika stone, so I picked up. Somebody wanted a Shiva, so for that I had picked up. It can be understood, everything can be understood. The flowers also have Sattvika, Rajasika differences. That is why we use some flowers for Vishnu Puja, some other flowers for Kali Puja. This can be there. So what I am saying is that this Varna is there everywhere. In human beings, in animals, in nature, everywhere the Varnas are there. Now what the Bhagavad Gita says is Varna, not Jati. The difference between Varna and Jati is Varna means qualities. And Jati means by birth. By birth whatever happens, that is called Jati. Now I have a special idea there also. Suppose we allow the natural things to take place. After some time, by and large, the Varna will become Jati. How? Suppose you are a very academic person, educated person, given to knowledge and all. Will you marry from a family where they have no education at all, or who are given to only manual work or so? You will not like to marry even from the traders' family, those who do not have much education. You will look for a girl or husband from a similar parallel family. A musician will generally like to have the alliance from a musician family also. And when that happens, will not the next generation be all the more given to music or all the more given to studies? Or if it is some, say the carpenters, traditional carpenters, they will marry from carpenter family. That is how you will find that in India such sculptures are there, the temples and all, wherever the artists, the artwork is there. Even the Dhakai muslin, the cloth. How could we go to that kind of an excellence? It is only by Jati. How? Because the excellence in that particular area grew as the marriage and everything is taking place in the same area. Some children are born who are right from childhood, they are given to music. They can sing very well. How does it happen? Because they are inheriting the cells from their parents. And because one Varna, person of a particular Varna means having some qualities, would generally prefer the alliance with a similar qualities. Now all doctors are getting married with each other. So naturally there will be more possibility of having doctors in the next generation. They will actually excel. But you cannot say that it will happen to all. There could be a Shudra born in a Brahmin family and a Brahmana born in a Shudra family. They will be determined by the exceptions and by the qualities. Nobody will reject that. In Chandogya Upanishad it is there. Satyakama, Javala Satyakama. Satyakama wanted to study, he had come to the Rishi's Gurukula. Now naturally the Rishi asked, who are you? Where from you are coming? So he said that I don't know. I will ask my mother and tell you. So he went back and came back and told the Rishi that my mother told me that I cannot tell you because I was working as a sevika to various houses and in the process you are born. So who is your father? I am not sure. But I am Javala. You tell your guru that you are Javala Satyakama, because the father I cannot say who was your father. Now this boy came and reported to the Rishi that Then the Rishi stated, I have forgotten the shlokas and all. It is in Chandogya. What was the Rishi's name? The Rishi said that from the truth of the statement that if your mother has said like that and you are coming and reporting like this, you can only be a Brahmana. Because Satya is Brahmana quality. I don't bother about which caste you are born or not. You have the quality of a Brahmana and you are very fit to study. You are the fittest person to study here. So these examples are there. Any selection was, suppose somebody was, we say that the people were not allowed the Vedas and all. It is not at all so. People neglected Vedas. Those who are fit for study, they were given. But most of the people rejected, they are not given to study. Even now, are you not, how many people are coming for spiritual lectures or spiritual study of the whole population you find out? It is not even 10 to the power minus 10%, perhaps. Is it not? The whole world you see? So they are not interested in it. Will you say that the Upanishads are not given to the whole world, it has been restricted to a few people? Those who are interested, those who have the fitness, they are always given. But where there is no fitness, nothing is given. Even an ammunition in a weapon is not given to an unfit person. Suppose a person is your child who is very restless and moving around quarreling with people. Will you give him a pistol or even a chaku, even a knife? Will you not create problem with that? So anything, any powerful thing is given with a certain restriction, judging the fitness criterion. It is not preventing anybody at all. These are all gross misunderstanding of our civilization, basically initiated by the British people, and our intellectuals are fools who have taken to it, and they have only joy in condemning our country, nothing else. Where does Marx and Lenin stand there? This communism is the universal communism which will make all people based on the unity. They will not take away the diversity, but it is all unity in diversity. With all the infinite variety of the world, we will be dancing on the unity, oneness. That is our culture. Sankarasya chakattasyam. What does it mean? That if I, being a Kshatriya, if I shun work, particularly administration and war, then will not the other Kshatriyas also will shun war? Then what will happen, as it has happened in our country, that all became ahimsa and all, the whole kingship became different? If the king start practicing ahimsa, then who will protect the country? That is why the country was attacked and looted and finally got under slavery. So he has predicted that the Sankarasya Chakattasyam, I will create Varna Sankara. The Kshatriyas will not fight then. They have to fight. Do you understand this? You should understand very deeply, because this is, people will shout at me when I speak this. In USA also it happened. One person got very agitated. But it will happen. But you contradict what I am saying. It is all absolutely according to the reason. I am saying also that the Varna will become Jati, but we have not talked about Jati. Our Shastras only are speaking about Varna. Bhagavad Gita is speaking only about Varna. But the fact is that Varna will become Jati because we prefer of the same Varna, and after a few generations, those qualities will become the trait of the family. So will it not become Jati? But there will be exceptions. And why are we blaming all this? Only because there is a tendency of looking down upon somebody. Suppose we are giving everybody same importance, that is the basis of Bhagavad Gita, the evenness, not having raga dvesha. Those are the fundamental points of Bhagavad Gita. So if that is there, then who is big and who is small? Everybody is equal. Utsidayurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham Sankarasya chakattasyam upahanyamimah prajaha saktah karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata कुर्यात् विद्वांस तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसंग्रहम्. See, again he is bringing loka sangraha. He says, saktaha karmani avidvamsaha yatha kurvanti bharata vidwan kuryat tatha asaktaha chikishur loka sangraham. The vidwan means those who are knowers. They also should engage in the activities like the ignorant people. Ignorant people will do with sakti, that means with attachment with the karma phala in front for gaining some karma phala. That is becoming happy, as I said, that same thing. The vidwan will not look for that, but externally there should not be any difference. He will also do with equal care and so that the ignorant people are not misled.